Our taste in film may seem destructive, but this is a productive dialogue. Damn it, your mother ate my dog.
Your Mother Ate My Dog, the podcast, episode 95. We're back.
Hello.
It's been a week, but here we are. What's going on with you?
It's been a whole last week and 2 days. You know, nothing really too much going on, I gotta say. Just been working the same old work, living the same old life. You know, nothing really to report on. What about my Joshy boy? What's going on with him?
You gotta start doing some other stuff.
Yeah, I ought to.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you pack a lunch?
No, I don't. Almost every day I go to Save On Foods. And sometimes there's a Tim Hortons in that Save On Foods, so sometimes I get like some bagels. Or sometimes I go to the deli and get chicken strips or something like that. I really ought to pack a lunch, but I do not.
Yeah, do you think that's an issue financially for you?
I would say not really. I guess what I end up doing, I have little snacks in my car that I buy when I go grocery shopping, and then I go and spend like $7 or $8 on my lunch. So I'm not really like spending a ton.
But
I only drink water. I guess so. But if I were going grocery shopping for lunches, I can't imagine I would be saving that much more. I would say $7 for lunch isn't egregious.
That's a ridiculous statement you're making.
Is
okay,
it?
So I buy a loaf of bread at the grocery store for the week. Sometimes, actually,
Okay.
The loaf of bread lasts me 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's like $3.
Okay.
I have peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Peanut butter and jam last month. So that's like maybe $10, $11 combined once a month. Plus, you buy like a pack of granola bars. Like I bought a 40-pack granola bars for $13 at Thrifties. That'll last for 3 work weeks because I like having 2 granola bars in my lunch. Or I guess that'll last 4 work weeks. It's 40. And then you buy some fruit, cut up some fruit, maybe some strawberries, banana, maybe, peaches are in season. And that can't be much more expensive either. So, look, I used to be like you. I used to, especially working at a grocery store, you just buy a lunch. You buy a whole chicken for your lunch. You eat the whole chicken, it's great. But you're an adult now. You just save some money.
An adult. Right. I think my little $7 splurges a day is not hurting me too much. I mean, I'll take your advice into consideration, Dad. But I think for now, I'm good with what I'm doing.
Sure.
Why do you ask? Did you assume? Or why are you asking?
Well, I think
I'm ready to throw hands right now.
I think we talked about this before where you like to go out for lunch. If you look at your checkbook at the end of the month and you're like, man, how can I save $30? Just think about pack a lunch.
Okay. That's some sound advice. Thank you very much.
Does your significant other pack a lunch?
Most of the time, yeah.
You just don't listen to anything she says?
No, she doesn't really have any sort of opinions about what I do for my lunch.
Well, soon she will, because it'll be her money as well.
Okay. Well, where are you going with this, Josh? Because you're I don't know what you're trying to do right now.
Well, I have to pack my lunch for tomorrow, and it's payday tomorrow as well. So she's thinking about food and money at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
How tanned are you right now?
How tanned am I? Yeah, pretty tanned. I get fairly. I mean, I get a pretty good tan going for the summer months, especially when I'm out there paddling a ton. So I would say like quite decently. How about you? I would say as just in general, I don't think you tan all that much, but how tanned are you right now?
I'm super tanned. I don't. I would say I don't tan very well up until
Mm-hmm.
last summer. Last summer, I built quite a nice base tan. Basically from my ankles to above the knee, and then arms, neck, face, and that stayed with me for throughout the winter. And then we went to Hawaii, and so that kind of helped me in my Hawaii not burning too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hawaii tan kind of got me to May, and then now we're here at tan land again. Last summer I wore a watch and had a wicked watch tan,
Mm-hmm.
but I've learned and don't wear a watch during the summer months and no watch tan. So
That's smart thinking. You're a practical guy today. I like that. Extremely practical.
yeah,
I wouldn't even say just today. I would say maybe in general. Extremely
we're
practical.
growing up,
We're in our
adults.
30s. It's time to stop buying lunch.
Yeah. Well, you buy lunch, but you get to make it yourself. And
Right. I
so
know a lot of
here's another
people
tip.
at my work. Let me just 1 second if you allow me. I know plenty of people at my work that go to like Subway every day. And God knows that's, like probably $13-14. I'm doing better than them, aren't I?
Yeah, we're a little delayed, just so you're aware. But that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. Well, we can work with it.
I have one more tip for you.
Oh, good.
You fill your water bottle halfway, tip it, put it on a 45-degree angle in the freezer overnight, and then when you wake up and you're ready to hit the road, you fill the rest with water, regular tap water or whatever kind of water you like, and then you have a nice half water, half ice situation that'll last you throughout the day.
That is pretty smart. I don't really like super cold water. I just kind of like just room temp, usually.
Well, you would appreciate it if you were outside and also in a hot car all day. The water bottle in the hot car
Mm-hmm.
does kind of warm it, so at the end of the day, it is room temperature.
Right.
Ish.
Yeah, I mean, I did when I worked for Canadian Springs driving the truck around, I did have water on hand at all times, but I guess I never really thought about keeping it cold. Coldness is not a huge factor in my water consumption. But I do drink plenty. I drink probably like 2 to 3 liters a day.
2 to 3 liters a day. I think that's good. I don't know.
It's probably I think you're supposed to even have even more than that, but I think the average person comes nowhere close to that amount, so.
I should drink more water. But
it's good for you.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all I got.
Okay, no more life lessons from Josh for this episode.
I had my first mosquito bite yesterday.
Ever?
First mosquito bite of the season. No, the season, sorry.
Oh,
first
okay.
Mosquito bite of the year.
That'll happen. Where did that happen? Were you out camping or something?
No, I was out delivering the mail.
Oh, male mosquito. Well, that'll happen. When you're in the out of doors, it's all sorts of outdoor events are prone to happen. Bound to happen, not prone to happen, but okay, well, I'm very sorry for you. Is it itchy?
It was until I scratched it. That's what I like to do. I would much rather have the pain than the itch.
Right.
Stop the itch at all costs.
Right. You're a pain man.
I'm a anti-itch dude.
Anti-itch dude. Okay. I'll make sure I have a long-standing list of notes about what I should call you and how you like to identify. So, what was it again? A no-itch dude?
Anti-itch.
Anti-itch dude. Okay. I got it. I also got here a silly boy and a boy not to be reckoned with. I have those as well on my list. Things you've said on the podcast.
Interesting. Okay, well, do you want to talk about the movie that I picked?
I'd love to talk about this film that you picked. How nice of you to pick such a film. Did you watch this one
Blazing.
recently?
Probably 4 or 5 days ago. But I've watched to get us back into the thinking about the movie. I watched some clips this evening.
Right.
To be like, okay, yeah, we got it.
Just a little refresh.
Yeah, 1974 Blazing Saddles. First thing I thought was Monty Python for Americans.
Monty Python for Americans, yeah. That's pretty much right. Series of gags.
If this is before or after Monty Python, so maybe Monty Python is Blazing Saddles of England.
Could very well be. Have you seen any other Mel Brooks movies?
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't know? Have you seen Spaceballs? Have you seen Young Frankenstein?
No. I guess not. I guess I'm not a big Mel Brooks guy. Monty Python and the Holy Grail came out a year later. 1975.
Whoa.
So around the same time. Probably not stealing each other's material. Are you a Mel Brooks guy?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I wouldn't say I'm a Mel Brooks guy, but I've seen 3 of his movies now. Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, and this. And, I mean, I don't think this would really put me over the edge of being a Mel Brooks guy, I would say.
What movie do you like better, Spaceballs or A Phantom Menace?
Well, I like that Star Wars movie, so Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Spaceballs is just okay, I mean.
Right.
I don't know if I really have a particularly wide berth for comedy films. Like, I just don't know if I really do them, you know. This one wasn't an exception to the rule, I'll tell you that. I didn't find myself really enjoying myself that much.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
This has to do with the movie, but it also has to do with you yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Mel Brooks, this is Blazing Saddles is a Warner Brothers movie. As you may have noticed at the end of the movie when they were running through the Warner Brothers lot, they did not have a lot of confidence in the film because they first showed it to a bunch of Warner Brothers executives, you know, old rich people who didn't laugh one bit.
Right.
And so they were like, "Oh, there's no way we're just gonna lose a bunch of money. This movie sucks." But then they showed it to a bunch of Warner Brothers, just like crew and like janitor staff, just, you know, the blue collar workers, and they found it very funny and enjoyable. So perhaps you fall under the umbrella of old rich man.
I think that might have been what happened. I think I'm a little too highbrow for such comedy. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was some funny parts, but I would say most of it was a miss.
Yeah, very slapsticky. I wouldn't say that like I laughed a lot. I get the humor in it, and back in '74, this probably was the funniest movie ever. Like it probably broke down a lot of barriers. But we're probably a little desensitized to it because it's been 50 years and we've seen other movies maybe do the same kind of stuff, but they did it first. Like I wasn't laughing at a bunch of people farting, but back then it was probably apparently it was the first time they've ever had farting on it in a movie. So I read that. I don't know if it's true, but
Good old fart jokes. This movie just felt very like quaint, just kind of like very outdated. Not a lot of stuff was landing. And I don't think it was really like lack of understanding the jokes. Most of them I understood. Just didn't think they were all that funny. But I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a lot of like, throwing around of words that maybe, you probably wouldn't use in films these days. Which always makes you feel a little uncomfortable, but
Mr. Tarantino can do it, but I guess nobody else can do it. But apparently they used that as like it's like a satire.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're saying it satirically. It's not meant to actually be racist or offensive or whatever. It's supposed to be like, these people are bad and they're the ones saying it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got that. But it was still just a little bit much.
Yeah.
Not that heavy. I can't like handle it or whatever, but it was just kind of like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting movie to choose, even though I know you hate comedies.
Yeah, they're not usually my favorite genre.
Which is weird because you chose Mystery Men.
I did. Well, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, I pick films that might be bad, like on purpose. Trying to go outside the old comfort zone. Yeah, first I thought when you told me about this movie, I thought this would be like a safe pick. Like, okay, he's picking a movie that's supposed to be good. But then it just turned out to be not very good, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, it's pretty revered and like a lot of people love it, but I'm not sure I really understand that.
Okay. Brave words.
Yep. Like Jake, I mean, just like you said, like are fart jokes funny? Well, no. It's like a woman who's German, and so like she says everything goofy. Is that funny? I mean, not really. And like, are these guys? I mean, like, I get it. These guys are deplorable, like all the bad guys, and they're all like, oh, you guessed it, they're really sleazy and they say terrible things. Is that funny? Is that, well, I don't know. Is it? I had a hard time with this one, Josh.
Do you like anything about the movie?
I really liked the ending. And I liked... No, not because it was over. I wasn't expecting it. And I liked the actor who played Bart. And obviously I liked Gene Wilder. So I like their characters. They were the good ones. They were the ones that like didn't annoy me the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, the ending was like the breaking of the fourth wall was kind of interesting. Like you said, you didn't really expect it.
Did happen a lot. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but like literally
I guess this
breaking
movie also
the wall into the
right, literally.
Yeah.
This movie was a lot like Top Secret or whatever, that one we watched not that long ago. It's like that kind of comedy.
Another Josh movie. Yeah, okay. My next two movies won't be comedic, at least.
Okay.
I just don't know what you want.
You can pick comedies. I mean, we're stepping out of our comfort zone, maybe picking movies we wouldn't normally pick. I mean, we've watched 95 movies together, so really, there's hardly any movies left.
Yeah. You just want, like, some sort of man who metal is spurting out of his body and he does weird stuff.
Yes.
That's all you want.
Yep. I want drill penises, and I want guys who fall in love with sex dolls, and I want people tortured with pliers and hammers, and yeah, that's really what I'm looking for. It's like the three main criteria.
There is a Tetsuo too. I always watch that.
Yeah, but I'm scared of ruining the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see here. I like the acting. Thought the acting was good.
Yes. Yep, the acting was good. I guess also a little part of it was, I mean, were they being fully satirical when they were making maybe not so much the racist jokes, but there was jokes about, gay people and jokes about what else was there? I don't know. There was more that I was kind of like, okay, are they joking or did they think this is funny or? So I don't know.
The red face was a bit much. Like, I don't know, it was the time.
Yeah.
74 was a wild time.
Mm-hmm.
The German actress was actually nominated for she's not German, she's American, but she was nominated for Best Actress.
Sure was. She was hardly in it. She had like a good musical number, which was fairly funny, I suppose. But she wasn't really in it all that much. That was when I was looking up the movie, I was surprised that she was nominated for a Best Actress. Must have not been much going on that year.
I don't know who she was up against. 47th Academy Awards. Let's take a look. I don't know. I just thought that you liked this movie. I don't know. Maybe I don't know you.
What did you like it?
I think my score will be maybe higher than your score will be.
Right. I didn't absolutely hate it. Let me be clear. It wasn't like the worst movie I've ever seen. I admittedly struggle with comedies. A lot of it I didn't think was that funny, but there was some funny moments, so it wasn't like a complete miss.
The Godfather Part 2 won Best Picture at this Academy Awards.
That is a good movie.
Yeah, kind of cleaned up, if you will.
Right.
Okay, well, if you have anything good to say about the movie, we can just move on.
Okay. I think that's totally what we should do.
And there were a lot of like subtle jokes in this. It could have been like a really smart movie. It probably is a smart movie. But there's a kind of a cloud over top of it, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Okay, well then let's get into our scores.
Let's do it. Let's put this film behind us.
Okay, I'll do acting first. I'm going to give acting a 7.5 out of 10. The guy's name is Slim Pickens. It's a real name. Gene Wilder, Cleavon Little played Bart. They were really good.
Yep.
A lot of improv, I think, because Gene Wilder wasn't even supposed to be Waco Jim. They had another guy who didn't work out, and then they flew him in like while they were filming.
Mm-hmm.
The Hedley Lamar guy, I don't know. I thought he was funny. I thought as an actor he did well.
Mm-hmm.
The woman was best supporting actress worthy, certainly. And then like the bit partners, they were bumbly, but they were lovable. Nobody really stood out as bad. And I mean, it's a comedy movie, so even if they were bad, that adds to it. Maybe we just didn't get the references because it's 1974, so some jokes probably went over our heads because we didn't know.
Right.
But acting-wise, 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. My score is not too far off that, really. I did like the acting, especially Gene Wilder and Cleavon Little? Cleven? The guy who played Bart?
Yeah, something like that.
Not really sure how you pronounce that, but... And then, like, some of the bad guys... Cleavon, that's the one. Some of the villains, if you will, they were acted well. They were villainous. It made me not like them. They did their job well. I think overall it was pretty well acted. I'd give it a 7.
Okay, well, how do you like the ending?
I did like the ending quite a bit. I was not expecting that, really. Can't really think of too many films that have done that sort of thing. So it's nice to see something new. And yeah, I think it was pretty clever, and it was genuinely pretty funny as well. So I think I'd give the ending like an 8. It was a good ending.
It's funny how you said you like to see something new on a film that's 50 years old.
Right.
But yeah, it was a wild ending. I appreciated it. It wasn't just a standard shoot 'em up Western film. It was just weird at the end.
Yeah.
You like to see it. I was also going to give it an 8 for ending.
Okay.
Now, we haven't done this in a while, but we're going to get you to give your score first, and then we're going to send the people home happy with my score, which will be higher. Positive.
Okay. Yeah. I would say, yeah, obviously, like with my 2 first scores there, 7 and 8, you wouldn't think I disliked this movie too much. I mean, it wasn't horrible, don't get me wrong. I just think for a comedy, it didn't make me laugh as much as it probably ought to have. I felt as though I got most of the references. I mean, I saw what they were going for sure, but yeah, just a lot of the bits. I mean, I think maybe this kind of just this formula of film maybe doesn't really work on me. It's just like, okay, this scene is like a gag. It's one big gag, and I see them doing the gag, and it's like, yeah, I don't know if it really works on me all that much. Some of the gags were funny, but it was, yeah, pretty hit and miss. So I think overall as a film, I'd give it maybe I'm going to go 5.5 out of 10. Liked it just a little better than Warriors of Virtue.
Okay. Well, this movie did, even though it came out around the same time, remind me of Monty Python and what they were doing, which I liked. I was surprised that they were pretty similar, like just the gaggy movies with their characters and their weird references and doing some stuff you don't normally see in movies. Liked the ending. The acting was strong, um, but yeah, overall, it's probably a movie I'm not going to watch again. And yeah, it was all right. I think I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, so not too much higher than me.
I was kind of expecting you to go much lower, but
Yeah, I talked myself into a bit of a higher score, I think. But that's
well,
okay.
lame.
It's funny how, like, I mean, I say that I don't like this type of comedy, but I really like the Monty Python movies. I don't know, maybe it's just a different flavor of that kind of comedy or something that works on me, but yeah.
Okay, well, do you have a movie for next week? That we
I
can
do have a
watch?
movie for next week. Yep. Lately I've been
Before you say
what?
anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess the Rotten Tomato score.
Okay. Let me
I'm gonna
look up this
guess.
film.
I'm just gonna guess that it has 28% or lower.
Okay, it has 38%.
Oof, so
So
close.
not amazing. Yeah, pretty close. Lately, I've been getting back into VHS tapes. I'm sure you remember when we lived together, I had a lot of those. I mean, I've weaned down my collection to quite a lot. I think I have maybe 20 tapes now or something like that. But hanging on to like the really rare ones. And recently I saw one that was on Marketplace that I knew to be very rare. I think it's like, if you were to buy it on eBay, it's like a $200 tape or something like that. Just because it's like a cult classic film, I think that's probably part of it as well. You probably have never heard of this movie, and I don't think many people have. It's a movie called Gummo. Heard of that?
No.
Gummo. Gummo. That is the movie we're watching for next week's episode.
One of my favorite movies of all time has 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. You should have picked that one.
Which is that?
Hot Rod. Gummo.
Wow. There you go. A comedy.
So
Classic Josh. Andy Samberg.
okay. So I'm just gonna read. I'm just gonna read what I think Gummo is. The kind of the plot of Gummo to make sure we have the right movie.
Yeah.
Lonely residents of a tornado-stricken Ohio town wander the deserted landscape trying to fulfill their boring, nihilistic lives. Does that sound like Gummo?
Yes. Sounds like
So
Gummo to me.
You have this in a VHS.
I have it on VHS. Yep.
I guess I'll just borrow that after you.
I think it's. I'm almost certain it's free on YouTube.
Looks like it would be.
Maybe not
Gummo
actually.
movie.
You'll find a way.
Okay. Is it an actual movie or is it like a? Okay.
It's a real movie, Josh. I tell you.
Okay. Never heard of it. Great. Interesting. 96 Gummo from 1997. Cool. Okay. You have a physical copy of the movie.
Yep, I'm going to watch it on VHS too. It's going to be my first film of our 100 movies that I'll actually watch on VHS. Prince of Darkness, I turned out I owned on VHS, but didn't watch it on VHS.
Do you have Disney Plus?
Yep.
Then you can watch the next movie on Disney Plus. Gummo movie.
Excellent.
Free?
I will say also, to make my VHS sort of recollecting phase more complete, is I found one of those TVs that have like a VCR built in.
Oh, yeah.
You ever have one of those?
I don't think so.
I've been trying to find one that's like really small, so it's like only a 9-inch screen, just so I can like, I don't know, it's easier than like taking a VCR and setting it up to the TV, and like modern TVs don't really like the input from VCRs very much, so I just have like a fully contained way to watch those type of movies that doesn't take up too much space. And you can use it like for retro gaming and stuff like that. So it's perfect.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Thank you very much, Josh. I can always count on you.
Gummo. You're always so full of surprises.
I am?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, thank you.
What were you doing the weekend of November 16th, 2018?
November 16th, 2018. You know, probably not all that much. Maybe going to the Cineplex.
Oh, what were you seeing?
What was I seeing?
Yeah.
In 2018. Gosh. I don't think I could answer that, to be honest. But if you gave me some hints, maybe like people who were in certain films or who put them out, I bet you I'd be able to tell you.
Do you know who Viola Davis is?
Yeah.
Well, she was in a crime thriller film from 20th Century Fox with the chick from Fast and the Furious.
With the chick from, what's
Don't know
her
if that
name?
Rings a bell. Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Her and Viola Davis were in a crime thriller film.
I don't think I got around to that one.
The tagline was "Left with nothing, capable of anything."
Left with
This does
nothing,
not ring
capable
any sort
of
of bells.
anything. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to know this. I'm almost certain.
Okay, we're skipping. Next one is a Paramount Pictures film. Well, they made $14 million. This is its first week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Mark Wahlberg comedy drama.
Oh, God.
2018. I have a few options, depending on who.
Comedy
actor
drama?
two is.
Yeah.
Rose Byrne.
Yeah. Oh, boy. See, I was going to go like Ted 2 or something like that, but I don't know if... I would think What's His Nuts would be the second. Seth MacFarlane or whatever.
Yeah, Ted 2 is what I thought first two. Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne. Okay, well, who's the third actor? Nobody I've ever heard of. 2018 was kind of a black hole in terms of where I was in movie watching days. Rose Byrne, Mark Wahlberg. Okay, maybe the tagline. Just add chaos, laughter, awkwardness, mistakes, love. Was it Matt Damon or Mark Wahlberg who bought a zoo? Matt Damon, wasn't it?
That was Matt Damon in like 2010, probably.
Oh. Probably wasn't Rose Byrne either. It's not going so well. Okay, we'll skip that one too.
No.
Our first
Okay.
ever double skip. Just have some faith. Yeah, we just have to get one, and then we'll come
I'm willing
back.
to wager that we've never heard of those movies. Okay.
Definitely heard of the Mark Wahlberg movie. Okay, so next is a 20th Century Fox film that made $130 million over its first 3 weeks.
Okay.
The dude from this is going to be the Queen movie, because it's the dude from the Queen movie, and it's a music drama.
Okay, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Is that what it's called?
Did that really come out that far long ago? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that makes sense. Okay, we got one. Confidence up. Next one's a Universal film, which made $126 million in just 2 weeks, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. It's an animated film.
An animated film starring Benedict Cumberbatch in 28.
Animated family.
What's the tagline?
It was The Heist Before Christmas. Oh yeah, it's The Grinch.
They made a damn Grinch movie in 28. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the animated one. What was it called though?
God, who knows?
Grinch. Who? The Grinch? Christmas? Just The Grinch, maybe? Turns out it's just The Grinch. Good to know.
The Grinch.
Good to know. Okay, and then the next one, before we return, is a Warner Brothers film that made $62 million in just its first week, starring Eddie Redmayne in a fantasy adventure.
That's like one of the Fantastic Beasts movies. Probably the second one.
Yeah. The Crimes of Grindelwald? Is that the second one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed it was. Okay. Go back to the beginning. Viola Davis, Michelle Rodriguez. The third actor doesn't make any sense. A police shootout leaves 4 thieves dead during explosive armed robbery attempts in Chicago. The name of the film, have nothing in common except a debt left behind by their spouse's criminal activities, hoping to forge a future on their own terms. They join forces to pull off a heist.
So is it called Widows then or something? Is that the blank?
It is called Widows.
Okay. They kind of gave us that one. I never heard of that.
I mean, yeah, me neither. So the next one, the Mark Wahlberg Rose Byrne one. When Pete and Ellie decide to start a family, they stumble into the world of foster care adoption. They hope to take in one small child, but when they meet 3 siblings, including a rebellious 15-year-old girl, they find themselves speeding from 0 to 3 kids overnight. I've heard of this one, but I don't know what it would be called.
No idea. I don't really watch too many Mark Wahlberg movies.
It's called Instant
Could not
Family.
tell you. Instant Family. Okay. How do we do there, Jack?
We were in the 46th percentile. 425.
Okay.
Through a possible 1,200 points.
That was a tough one. Not the greatest week at the Cineplex.
I have a dentist in the morning, so I'm not going to work in the morning, so I can drive you in.
Oh, maybe.
This is our first
conversation.
Yes, this is our first guest visit. Hello.
Hi. We'll talk about this in 10 minutes. She's angry at me.
Well, it serves you right. But okay, so she has a dentist appointment, so she's going to be able to drive you in. Sounds like. So that's good.
It's an amazing microphone.
Yeah, you heard every word of it. So that's good.
I mean, I didn't even hear it. I'm glad you did. Ugh.
Well, what do you say? Should we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah. We watched a film that, if only we had this podcast, 45 years ago, probably have a different idea of
100%.
of the movie. Maybe it would have been the best movie we've ever seen.
Yep.
It wasn't, and that's okay. I'm sure Gummo will beat it.
I'm sure.
I don't even know if I'll be able to watch it, but maybe I'll just make it up. How do you
No,
know?
you'll find a way. You'll find a way.
Okay, well, yeah, if that's it for you, I guess I'll just turn off the lights and we'll end the podcast.
I think we should do that. Thank you for
Okay.
a very great conversation.
Yeah, thank you for the conversation as well and listening. The listener, thank you for supporting us just by listening. That's all you can do.
Listening the listener. Thank you so much for listening, listener.
Goodbye.
Bye.